Don't leave. Who are you?
She's a ghost. Her name is Angela. You don't really want to talk to her. Do you?
Did you say she's a ghost? Why wouldn't I want to talk to her? Who are you? What's your name? Are you a ghost too?
She's very bad. Her and her sister are evil. But they like me, so they leave me alone. My name is Summer. You saw my mommy earlier in the room with the crying doll. Can you help her see me? She is very sad that I died. That's why she is here. Uh-oh. Someone's coming.
Wait. Who's coming?
Hi. Diane? I'm Amy. Florence sent me to find you. She was worried that you might get lost up here. There are so many doors that lead to other places. Are you okay?
Hi, Amy. Yes. I'm Diane. To be honest, I did get a little lost going down the different passageways. I appreciate that you came to find me. Thank you.
You're welcome. I will show you the way out. We can talk on our way, if you'd like. By the way, are you afraid of ghosts?
Thank you. I would love to chat. As for being afraid of ghosts, I'd say, not usually. Why do you ask?
Because there is one standing right behind you.
Angela. Why doesn't she say something? Can't she speak?
She only speaks when she has something to say.
Oh. I see.
Shall we go back?
Yes. And if you don't mind, I'd like to stop by Summer's mother's room on the way. I'd like to check on her.
Oh. You met Summer.
But she didn't tell you that her mother killed her. Did she?
Oh.
But we all know that it's April's fault.
What Angela means is that Summer's mother, April, made a bad decision when she was in a hurry to get home and turned left in front of oncoming traffic. Summer doesn't blame her mom. But April doesn't know that. And she feels responsible for Summer's death. And it sent her over the edge.
You know, I saw a photo of Summer in April's patient folder. Summer didn't deserve what happened to her. She was so happy to be alive. And now, her whole life has been taken from her.
What's done is already done, Angela. There is nothing that can be done about what happened. Let's go check on April. Then I will take you back to Florence's office, Diane.
April doesn't seem to notice us. As a nurse, I think that we should refrain from speaking to her at this time.
She hasn't spoken to anyone since she has been here except that doll. She was disfigured in the accident and lost her right leg. But those things don't bother her. It's the guilt and the loss of her daughter that have really traumatized her. Per Dr. Reynolds.
Oh, I see.
Let's take the elevator down to the 3rd floor.
What can you tell me about Florence? She seems really nice but a little different. Like she is trying too hard to appear happy. And when she was showing me the nurse's lounge, she glitched. Meaning she repeated the same sentence a few times. Is she okay?
Are you sure that you really want to know?
As long as you don't feel like we are gossiping. I really would like to know.
Florence and a few of the other nurses in this hospital are really dolls brought to life by a very dark force that lives within this hospital. Sometimes, you can hear him whispering in the walls of the 4th floor.
Before today, I probably would not have believed you. But earlier, I heard the doll in April's room crying like a real baby. At least I think it was from the doll. The crying stopped when I walked up.
I've heard the crying before too, but I can't tell if it comes from inside the doll, or from inside April's room, or from the walls.
Florence hired me to take her place. What will happen to her when she leaves her position?
I guess she will go back to the attic with the other dolls.
This hospital has an attic. That is something that I'd like to see.
I can show you sometime. There are also hidden corridors and rooms.
Thank you. I would like to see them. Well, it looks like we reached our floor.
Oh no. Somehow we ended up going to the basement. I must have hit B instead of 3. She's one of them. Hi, Marie.
Hi. My name is Diane Brady. Can you please tell me where Nurse Florence Joyce's office is?
Hi. I'm Tom Callens. Her office is on the 3rd floor in the East Wing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. Sorry, I didn't hear you come in. Do you work here? Or are you a patient? That was really strange. She just disappeared into thin air right before my eyes. Is Florence Joyce's office near here?
The hallway to your left will take you to her office.
Thank you.
You have the job if you want it, Diane.
Thank you. I am so happy to be able to work here.
Terrific. Let me show you around a little bit, and then you can explore the 4th floor on your own, where you will be spending most of your time. Follow me. This is the 3 North Nurses Station. The 4 North Nurses Station is right above this one. This is the Nurses Lounge. This is the Nurses Lounge. This is the This is our volunteer's office. We just passed by Stan's desk. He is our 3rd floor security guard, though I never see him. We have a security guard named Tom that works the 1st and 2nd floors, but I never seem to run into him either. On the 4th floor, Our security guard is Ken Oswald. He's the only one that I ever run into. And across from us is Dr. Mark Reynolds' office. He is Adrian, and word is that he is single. Now that we are on the 4th floor, things get really interesting. This is our children's wing. There's a very special patient on this floor. His name is Henry Foster. He has been here since his wife passed away in a car accident. He hardly ever says anything at all. We bring him food and medicine daily, and sometimes one of the volunteers brings him food as well. Always check on him. I will tell you more about him while I train you. There's his room now. We will look in on him. I will introduce you to him today, but it's best that you don't say anything to him for a few days. Hi Henry, how are you doing today? This is Nurse Diane Brady. She will be training with me for a week before she takes over my position for me. Goodbye for now, Henry. I will see you in a little while. Diane, when we leave Henry's room, I am going to go back to the 3rd floor. You can turn left when we leave Henry's room. If you go down to the end of the hall and turn either left or right, you are sure to see some interesting things. In fact, I recommend going left first, and then to the right and anywhere else on this floor that you can go.
I'm here. Can you see me?
Nurse Diane Brady had no idea what she was getting herself into when she took a job as a floor nurse in a local mental hospital.
Welcome to Seaview Hospital. I'm Jamie Morrison.
Diane Brady. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Diane. There's something that you should know about this place though.
Really? What should I know?
Seaview Hospital is haunted by many ghosts. And the interesting thing is that here, the humans can see ghosts. But the ghosts cannot see humans.
Oh. I see. Jamie must be one of the patients here. Dr. Reynolds, I'm glad that I ran into you. I'd like to talk to you about the patient in room 402. He isn't doing very well on the new medication that Dr. Portnam prescribed for him last week.
Nurse Brady, there is no patient in that room. Room 402 is empty.
I'm sorry, doctor, but there is a patient in room 402. His name is Henry Foster, and I have been bringing him his meals and giving him his medicine since I took over for Nurse Florence 2 months ago.
Well, let's go have a look.
There he is, Dr. Henry Foster.
I'm sorry, Nurse Brady. But this room is empty. No one is here.
Dr. Reynolds. Henry is sitting right there in the chair next to his bed. He is doing what he almost always does. He sits and stares at the bed across the room. Sometimes he talks as though he sees someone sitting there.
I assure you, Nurse Brady. Except for you and me. This room is empty.
Humans can see ghosts. But the ghosts cannot see humans.
I don't understand. I can clearly see him. And I can clearly see you as well, Doctor. Something strange just happened. A memory of something. Or a memory of a dream. I was in a car accident and I saw myself in a coma in a hospital. I was outside of my body. Did I die? Am I dead?
It could be that you are a ghost.
Who are you?
My name is Brenda May. I am a ghost. I have worked here for 22 years and I have been a ghost for more than half the time. And I definitely can see you, Diane.
Brenda May. How is it that you can see me? I am alive. I am human. Or maybe I did die. And I am a ghost. But then how am I able to see Henry? Dr. Reynolds. Since you cannot see Henry, does that mean that you are a ghost as well?
I am a ghost.
Hi Diane, I am Millie. I am a ghost too. Maybe you didn't die, but you left your body while your body is still in a coma. And that is why you can see both worlds.
Sam Rocket held his breath as he made his way down the cold, muddy ditch that ran alongside the old deserted highway that connected the city of Chaz that he was running from to the city of Coping that he was running to. Sam was 40 years old, single, and in very good shape. He had pale blonde hair that was lightly layered and almost reached his shoulders, and electric blue eyes. Had this been another time, Sam would have had his pick and his fill of women, but after World War IV ravaged the Earth in 3022, nothing that was possible before was possible now. I swear there is sewage in this ditch, and that they do it purposely. Sam cursed to himself as he shivered from the cold mud and the chill in the night air. He looked up at the full moon and then looked around. It was just after midnight. The night was unusually cold for the month of October in the Southern California desert area. A slight fog crept along the roadway. The city lights illuminated the highway and the field to Sam's right. Sam looked at the field carefully. He wanted to make sure that he was not being followed by anyone. He had about 1.5 miles left to go before he would reach the southern edge of Chaz. If I can just make it to Copen without being seen, I can try to find Howell, Sam thought to himself. He will know what to do. Just as Sam started to feel a sense of relief, he heard the sound of loud tires and an even louder engine coming down the highway from behind him. He quickly ducked down into the ditch and looked over his shoulder. His mind wanted to believe that it would be a human driving the approaching van and that he would be rescued. But as the large, gray van came closer, Sam realized that it was one of the enforcers behind the wheel. Sam knew that he had no chance of escape. He, like many other humans, had been forced to have implants surgically placed under his skin at the back of his neck, just below his skull, which would alert any enforcer of his presence. Sam had met a few people who had their microchips removed painfully and illegally, but Sam had never had the guts to do that himself. Sam touched the back of his neck. It was warm. "They know I'm here," Sam whispered as he slowly stood up, faced the road, and held his hands high in the air. The enforcer that was behind the wheel, but not controlling the van, turned and looked straight at Sam for a moment, and then turned his head back towards the road while the self-driving van kept driving. For a moment, Sam felt confused and wondered if the van had an internal error, until he noticed the faces looking out at him from the van's side windows. There were 5 dark-haired men staring blankly and hopelessly at him. Sam caught a glimpse of 5 more men on the other side of the van. "The van's full," Sam whispered as he lowered his arms to his sides. "I wish I could help them." Sam stood still for a moment and then realized that he was making a big mistake standing there. "That enforcer is sure to call me in and give them my location." Sam looked at the field and then at the highway. He knew that he couldn't run through the slippery mud in the ditch fast enough to get far enough away from where the enforcer saw him. Sam looked at the field. There may be mines left, and there are surely many holes in the ground, Sam sighed. His only other choices were to run down the highway and be an easy target, or run across the highway and back into the city and try to make it down the city streets. Sam rubbed the back of his neck. His neck was getting warm again. "They're near," Sam said in a panic. Without thinking, Sam ran across the highway and into the city. His heart was racing as he reached the first building. He leaned against it near the corner and tried to catch his breath. He put his hand to the back of his neck. He was confused. He expected his neck to be warm, but it was cold. Sam breathed a sigh of relief and slowly walked to the street corner and peered around the building. A pair of brown eyes looked back at him. Sam jumped back 2 feet as he looked at the woman staring at him in just as much shock as he was in. The woman was dressed in army green pants and a long-sleeved army green shirt. Her hair was dark brown and hung just below her shoulders. She held her finger up to her mouth and then looked to her right. Sam's eyes followed her gaze. His heart almost stopped. There was a tall, large enforcer standing on the street corner across the street from them. His armor was steel blue and smooth. His eyes were turquoise. He looked over at Sam and started towards him. "Halt!" the woman shouted as she held her right hand up and grabbed Sam's right arm with her left hand. "This man is my prisoner. Do not interfere." Sam swallowed hard as he looked at the woman. She had a laser weapon on her belt and a harsh look on her face. The enforcer took one more step forward and stopped. He looked at Sam and then at the woman. He gave her a nod and then went back to his post on the opposite corner from them. He folded his arms and watched the woman for a moment and then looked away. The woman looked at Sam and gave him a stern look. "Come with me," she said as she led him to the entrance of the building. "Don't say a word," she whispered as she opened the door with a swipe of her right hand. Sam felt chills up the back of his neck. He quickly turned and looked over at the enforcer. He was watching them intently. Sam quickly looked away and followed the woman into the building. The woman led Sam to the first elevator on the right and pushed a button before swiping her hand over the hand imprint screen. Sam felt sick to his stomach. The elevator doors opened. The elevator was empty. The woman kept a firm grip on his right arm. Sam touched the back of his neck with his left hand. He didn't understand why his microchip had become cold when an enforcer had been around. The woman hit the button for the basement. The elevator doors closed with a bang. Sam's mouth and throat were dry. It was difficult to swallow. He glanced over at the woman. She was staring at the elevator doors. When they reached their destination, she loosened her grip for a moment on Sam's arm. When the doors opened, she tightened her grip again. She led Sam off of the elevator and into a very large room with soft fluorescent lights, gray walls, and cream-colored floors. There were cubicles with gray walls and metal lab tables throughout the room. Sam felt weak. "This is an experiment lab?" Sam asked quietly. The woman turned and gave Sam a cold look. "I told you not to talk." The woman let go of Sam's arm and said, "Follow me." Sam nodded his head. He touched the back of his neck and quickened his step to keep up with the woman. "Why did my microchip go cold?" he asked. The woman stopped so quickly that Sam ran into her. "You don't listen very well, do you? Am I under arrest?" Sam asked. The woman gave Sam a half smile and looked into his eyes and said, "No. Who are you? What is this place? And why didn't my microchip get warm when that enforcer was around?" Sam asked as he searched the woman's eyes for any sense of humanity. The woman looked at Sam and smiled and said, "Follow me." Before Sam could say anything, the woman turned and walked to an office that was the third one on the right. Sam reluctantly followed. The woman opened the door, and once Sam was inside the small, gray office with large, gray office furniture and chairs, she closed the door. "Have a seat," she said as she looked over at the two chairs that were next to the desk. Sam nodded his head, but before he complied with her request, he looked at her and asked, "What is your name?" "Nancy." She held out her hand for Sam to shake it. Sam took her hand and let go of it quickly and took a step back. "You're one of them." Sam looked at her hand, which had been cold to the touch, and then at her face. "Yes," Nancy said as she reached her right hand up and took off her faceplate. Sam took several steps back quickly and leaned his back against the door. Nancy laughed and put her faceplate back on. "Sorry, I sometimes forget how sensitive you humans are." Sam tried to collect his thoughts. He breathed heavily as he watched every move that Nancy made. "Relax," Nancy finally said. "Why did you tell the enforcer that I was your prisoner? And then tell me that I am not under arrest? Those are really two different things, aren't they, Sam?" Nancy said. Sam's mouth fell open. He put his hand to the back of his neck. "How do you know my name?" Facial recognition. My databases searched for your facial profile. I know everything about you, Sam, Nancy said matter-of-factly. Sam felt sick to his stomach. Why am I here? You're asking me? Nancy asked in an attempt to have a sense of humor. Sam nodded his head slowly. You came across my path. Nancy walked over to the desk and sat in the chair that was behind it. She leaned back in the chair and looked at Sam. Would you rather have gone with the enforcer? Sam leaned his head slightly to the left and looked intently at Nancy. That depends on what you plan to do with me. Relax, Nancy said as she stood up. She walked to the side of the desk and sat on the edge of it and looked at Sam. There is more than meets the eye here. Oh, Sam asked. He was starting to relax a little. Not all androids are bad, Sam. Sam looked at Nancy's expression and raised his right eyebrow. Nancy was so well made that he couldn't see any flaw in her making. Tell me more, Sam said as he folded his arms and tilted his chin up slightly. Nancy stood up and walked over to Sam. She stood close to him and looked into his eyes. Most of us are programmed to be good. A few were reprogrammed to be on the other side. Perhaps it's our good programming, or perhaps it's because we look like humans. Who knows? But nonetheless, we have a cause, to fight to keep humans on the earth. Sam's mouth dropped open. How can I trust that what you are telling me is true? Nancy gave Sam a faint smile and a single nod of her head. Follow me, she said as she brushed past Sam and opened the office door.
Renard held his breath as he made his way through one of the darkened, rank-smelling abandoned subway tunnels in the underbelly of downtown Los Angeles. The year was 2040, and Michael was on the run. Michael had always been a very logical and calm-mannered man, but when strange things started happening with some of the AI robots that his company was creating and maintaining, his personality quickly started to change. Michael wasn't certain if he was seeing and hearing things the way that they were, or if he was losing his mind. But Michael was sure enough to bring it up to his boss, his best friend, and his live-in girlfriend, Erica Starr, who quickly abandoned their 5-year relationship when Michael started drawing and charting strange things onto large, poster-sized sheets of paper, and thumbtacking them to their apartment walls. I can't take this anymore, Erica shouted late one evening. It's not my fault, Michael shouted. Something is happening, and I need to do something about it, or all of civilization is in trouble. You are barely home, and when you are writing gibberish, and posting it all over our apartment walls, Erica shouted as she walked over to one of the charts and tore it down from the wall. Don't, I need that, Michael shouted as he ran over to Erica and grabbed the sheet of paper from her. Erica jutted out her chin, and glared at Michael for a moment before she went to their bedroom, packed a suitcase, and left.
Hi, James. How are you doing? I've been thinking about your offer to come stay with you at your cabin for a while. I have something that I want you to try. Send me a text if you are up for me coming up tomorrow. Ken.
Gentlemen, we have a breach.
What are you looking at?
There is something in the sky. They were showing it on the news, so I came outside to see it for myself.
Evil is coming to Earth.
No, evil is already here.
What are you guys looking at?
There's something in the sky over there behind Phyllis and Bob's house.
I don't think that is real. I think that it might be a hologram.
He may be badly dressed, but I can pretty much guarantee that he is real and really there.
Well, you should know, Bill. Since you work in CGI.
Be careful, Bill, that's probably the devil you are insulting.
I'm not afraid of the devil. Are you, John?
Not particularly, but I'm not crazy enough to hurl insults at him either.
Guys?
Badly dressed. Is that supposed to mean something to me, Bill Tarp? You should be careful with your words, as your friend and neighbor John Jansen said. And let me tell you something. John gave me a compliment in thinking that I am the devil. While you expressed your puny opinion, who do you think that I will be easier on tonight as the sun sets? What's the matter? Too scared to speak? Are you afraid of me?
Who are you?
I am Victrin, one of the High Ones in Lucifer's army of demon angels. Dear Amanda Sky, you have found favor in my eyes. I shall see you tonight, and you will learn of my tender side. Reject me, and you shall see my wrath. No words from either of you, John and Bill. It's just as well that you stay silent anyway. You are of no interest to me now that I have seen Amanda. Amanda, come to me, my love.
How did I get here?
I have special powers. Amanda, you really have no control over what happens to you, but I prefer that you come to me on your own. I see a news van coming this way, so we must leave. I have decided to take you to my lair, instead of taking you in your home tonight. Let's go. There is no time to waste.
I can't believe that just happened.
What do we do now? We can't let Amanda suffer at the hands of that terrible beast.
We have to find her and bring her back home.
How can we find her?
Easy. All we need to do is watch the news and go on social media. There will be dozens of people posting videos of the Dark Angel, and we should be able to figure out where he has taken Amanda.
Okay, I have an idea. Let me get some of my gear together.
I have a few calls to make. Come to my house when you have your gear together. We can make some type of a plan.
I have some calls to make too. Give me 1 hour.
Sounds good. Just come right and I will be in the kitchen. I will make us a strong pot of coffee and some sandwiches.
Why, oh 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 why, why, oh why, oh why, oh why, oh.
There he is.
Are you here for me? Yes. You can't make me leave without a fight.
I am willing to fight if I need to. You won't be laughing in a minute.
You have no power over me.
Want to bet?
I will be back.
I will be waiting. Rector Sanders.
We need your help. There is a dark spirit who is tormenting me and my family.
Where do you live?
We live just outside of town, about 2 miles. Next to a church and a cemetery. We think the dark spirit came to our house from the cemetery.
I can be there in 1 hour. Text message me your address and tell no one that I am on the way.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
When did the supernatural event start happening?
The day after my husband left for a long business trip, the children were playing a game in the upstairs attic. It was a game they shouldn't have been playing. They were trying to conjure up ghosts. Then the dark spirit appeared and has been terrorizing us ever since. My husband won't be home for another 2 weeks. We have been tormented day and night.
Show me the way.
Follow me. Just go straight up these stairs.
Preacher, why are you here?
You know why I am here.
Enlighten me.
Your torment of this family needs to stop.
And what do you plan to do about it?
Plan? I don't need a plan. I am going to send you straight to the pit.
You and what army?
I don't need an army. I have the authority to send you there.
On whose authority?
His.
I am too strong for you.
We shall see about that.
The Insanity of Carol Ann Limsby's Possession by Amber Street. Episode 1. One event. Carol Ann Limsby was far from normal. She saw things that others didn't. Some would say that she was paranoid schizophrenic, but she wasn't. What Carol Ann had was far worse. She was demon-possessed. Carol Ann was 58 years old. She had brown hair and green eyes. She had no idea that she had a problem outside of a few nightmares. It was a chilly November day when Carol Ann decided to go to the store and return something. She put her black overcoat on. She was wearing a light blue sweater top, blue jeans, and white nurse's shoes. She wasn't a nurse, but she liked the look of them, and they were comfortable. Carol Ann got into her old pale yellow two-door car and drove to her local supermarket. It was one of the smaller ones. She wasn't allowed in the large grocery store anymore, after having a few tantrums there when the line was too long. Carol Ann brought a bag of half-eaten potato chips to the customer service counter. The woman behind the counter looked at Carol with aggravation. Carol had a habit of eating half of something and then returning it and saying that something was wrong with it. The brown-haired, brown-eyed 30-year-old named Regina kept her thoughts to herself and asked,
"May I help you?"
The demons inside of Carol Ann decided to have a little fun. Half the time when they spoke through Carol Ann, she never even noticed it. Not even when they used their own voice instead of hers. This time, they used hers.
These potato chips have faces on them. I'd like my money back.
I'm sorry.
Regina started to blurb out the usual response to a return, and then suddenly her expression turned from aggravation to confusion.
Excuse me? Did you say that the potato chips had faces on them?
Carol Ann nodded and handed the bag to Regina, who begrudgingly took it. Regina looked around for the store manager. He was at one of the nearby registers, helping the cashier with something. His name was Don. He was 40 years old, and he had dark brown hair and green eyes. Regina waved her hands at him. He looked over and recognized Carol Ann as a troublemaker. and as much as he didn't want to get involved with the interaction, he had no choice. He came over to the customer service desk and went behind the counter.
What's happening?
Don asked.
Dawn, this customer said that she would like to return these potato chips because they have faces on them.
Don looked at Regina as though he had misunderstood what she had said.
Did you say faces?
He asked as he looked at Regina. Regina nodded. Don looked at Carol Ann.
Did you say that there were faces on the potato chip?
Carol Ann was still being controlled by the demons and had no idea what was happening.
Yes, there are faces on the potato chips.
Don opened the bag and jumped back. The demons had temporarily placed images of human faces on each potato chip. And not only did they place realistic-looking faces on each chip, but the demons animated them to blink and move their mouths. Don was too shocked to speak. He rolled the bag closed and handed it to Regina.
Give her a refund.
Don put his hand on his stomach and went to his office and closed the door. Regina didn't know what to make of the way that Don had acted, but she gave Carol Ann her money back. Once Carol Ann walked off and was out of sight, Regina opened the bag of potato chips.
They look like normal potato chips to me.
A moment later, Don came out of his office. He was wearing his jacket and had his car keys in his right hand. He walked past Regina without looking at her as he spoke.
Regina, I'm going home early for the day.